Good morning again, everybody. Breaking news, a driver nearly hits a police officer on the side of the road and then leads cops on a chase on the west side of town before he ditched his car. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy's been following this story all morning, and Dan, I know officers still trying to track this guy down.
Yeah, they've been looking for him for the better part of 6 hours now. It all started around midnight when an officer was pulled over on the side of Charlotte Avenue. He had someone pulled over, and they say the suspect drove up on him and swerved trying to hit that police officer. The officer luckily wasn't hit, but it was enough to lead them on a chase, and they caught up with him a couple hours later over in West Nashville, over in the Charlotte Pike and Old Hickory Boulevard area, right off the Old Hickory Boulevard exit close to Bellevue. That's where police laid a spike strip out. The suspect ran over that spike strip. It shredded his tires up, so only made it about another mile down the road. That's where he ditched his car, ran into some nearby woods, backing up to a residential area, and he's been in those woods ever since. At least that's what police think. They had the canines out last night searching for him. Police were in the woods as well, but they could not find him. Back out here live this morning, they aren't sure if he could still be in the wooded area, but the official search has been called off. Still this morning, they're working to identify who this person is. They've towed his car away, hoping maybe they could link him based on his car, and if indeed that is his car, and once we get an identity on this guy and perhaps where he is, if he's still in the West Nashville area, we'll pass it along to you. Reporting live in West Nashville, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Dan. New information this morning out of Clarksville. A man will spend the next 5 years in jail for a young woman's boating death. Clarksville Now reports Douglas Jackson pleaded guilty to reckless homicide in the 2013 death of Stephanie Burns. The 27-year-old was originally charged with vehicular homicide, but those charges were amended back in May. Burns was killed when she got caught in the propeller of a boat on the Cumberland River.
One of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation's top 10 fugitives is no longer on that top 10. Officers caught D'Angelo Radley yesterday at a convenience store on Murfreesboro Pike. He was quickly arrested. He had been wanted by the TBI in Williamson County for cocaine trafficking. Radley was also wanted by Metro Police on an aggravated assault on an officer and various drug charges. An image of a minor uploaded to an online account ending with the arrest of a Hohenwald man. Authorities charged Jeffrey Brown with sexual exploitation of a minor and violating the sex offender registry. The TBI arrested that 38-year-old yesterday after getting a tip on him last month. Hey, a Franklin tech company developing potentially life-saving software.
And it's called Spotlight. It's being used by law enforcement to fight child and human sex trafficking. About 4,500 officers are using Spotlight throughout the U.S. and Canada. It's helped identify more than 6,000 victims of human trafficking since its launch in 2014. 2,000 of those victims were children.
Really, some of the numbers are kind of surprising. I mean, even just in the greater Nashville area, the amount of prostitution that happens is pretty, it can be difficult to kind of stomach.
With Spotlight's help, not only have they saved thousands of victims, but more than 2,000 traffickers have been identified.
Wow.
Well, a former Kentucky police officer is charged with sexually abusing a child and has agreed now to a plea deal. Ian Damber pleaded guilty to 5 counts of first-degree sexual abuse Tuesday. The former Hopkinsville police officer will spend the next 10 years in jail and must register as a sex offender for life. Damber was an officer for 3 years before resigning back in 2016 following his arrest.
And Amy, new this morning, Wilson County authorities searching for a pair of serial thieves. Check it out. Surveillance cameras caught those 2 crooks. Police tell us they stole payments from the night deposit boxes at several apartment complexes. If you recognize either one of them, call Wilson County Crime Stoppers. And police find a woman cruising down the highway in a power cart. She's now behind bars. Here's the deal. Jamie Taylor told police that her car wouldn't start, so she went into the Walmart, stole one of those little power carts that you can drive around the store in. Well, she takes off down 101st Airborne Division Parkway. Thing is, Taylor did have some other active warrants, including no insurance and driving on a suspended license. She is now behind bars and probably the talk of the police station with a stunt like that.
Police body cameras are coming to Nashville. We first heard the call from Metro Council when they approved a measure to equip all officers. Now the mayor has approved $15 million to fund the city's program. The police department just received $4 million for new computers in all of their cars, and those laptops will be compatible with those new body cameras.
All right, good stuff there.
And the goal is to get kids off the street during summer months. Of course, that's when crime rates soar.
And so to help that, well, the mayor's office created a summer job program. It was able to give 10,000 teenagers and young adults an opportunity to learn on-the-job skills this summer. The first initiative to come out of Mayor Berry's Youth Violence Summit that Leland actually was emceeing. A juvenile court judge says she'd rather see these kids in her courts working than standing in front of her facing charges. Today is the last day of that program. Teens encouraged, however, to sign up again for programs that will happen during the school year.